I definitely think it was a bad idea to wear blue this morning.
Why?
Because some noise makers.
Why?
Blue started disturbing this morning just because they scored 6 goals.
It's a sport.
Yeah.
I should have known.
It just started this Monday. I'm going to change this dress. Director, producer, please let me take a break. Good morning and welcome. It's a Monday morning on Wake Up Nigeria. I'm starting blue. I'm going to change this to red. Good to have you.
It is a fresh morning. It's a fresh week. We're hopefully kicking it off with a win. And apparently the Blues had 2 goals, so they won. So Wake Up Nigeria is the top breakfast show that keeps you entertained, keeps you informed, keeps you smiling, and keeps you winning.
That's it. Winning, that's what we hope to do, even though it's the last week of the month of August.
Yeah.
By next week, it will be the beginning of the Ember month. So what does the Ember month portend for you? Well, whichever way, whatever way, we'll ensure that we'll be with you along the ride to make it worth your while.
Imagine 2025 is just round the corner, man. Like, seriously, the Ember months begin in a week and a half. Interesting. Exactly. Buckle up. We have an exciting lineup for you today. It's designed to make your morning a little bit brighter. And of course, every single moment is crafted to put a smile on your face. So make sure you stay with us.
That's it. Just chill, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. My name is Mike of WakeUp.
And I'm Titilayo Onyison. We are serving up a delicious mix of entertainment, a side of sunshine, something to brighten you up, and you need to stay with us to get part of it. You can stream the show live on tvcentertainment.tv, that's our website, or search for us on YouTube, that's TVC Entertainment.
If you would need options to watch us, DTT will be GOTV channel 16. If it's the terrestrial band, it's the ultra high frequency 49. If it's StarTimes, that will be 121 on YouTube. You can hit us up at TVC Entertainment, the website, tvcentertainment.tv/live stream.
All right, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, X, LinkedIn. Which other one again? All of them.
All of them.
Everyone. In fact, Threads, definitely. I think. Yeah, we are there at TVC Entertainment.
That app?
Yeah, we actually do. It's interesting. I posted something there on Friday.
Okay.
I was so surprised to get people.
Is you and yourself?
No, but people still use it, Mike. It will shock you.
There are people that used to go.
Yeah.
If you use Threads, just know,
What?
You are a endangered species, very minority.
It's not.
Give yourself 6 months more.
Don't always.
The thread will remain only needle.
Explosive weekend across the top leagues when it comes to sports. We're going to be diving into all the exciting moments, all the action. Mike Messikeno will be here with the beautiful game.
All right, we've got motivation for you this morning. Edememe Oladiji Wusu will be here for motivation this morning. We have quite an interesting topic, building confidence and getting into the arena.
Alrighty.
Why you're still you're using threads? You're using threads. You're using threads.
So it's just interesting that a lot of people don't understand that. Well, in my opinion, it was a way to show that there is an alternative to Twitter, which is now X, and it is still in existence. Whether it's being used or the most popular, it is still there and they still have large numbers. It's still being used by a lot of platforms. And they've kind of created a way to just create like a symbiotic relationship between all of them. That's Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and WhatsApp. They're all working together now. So you can't really beat it.
You can't beat it.
You can't. Yeah,
and it is fact. So you might want to hold on to it as much as you want to. But the point is this, that symbiosis which is trying to do, because there was a particular time where you were basically forced. If you remember that time when if you downloaded the Threads app, you could not delete your Threads without deleting your Instagram.
Yeah.
You tried to infuse it, and it wasn't working because people were like, no, you cannot, I need to have an option. And as it stands here, the same way, the metaverse, actually, it's quite a failed project. And it happens, these entrepreneurs, it's business.
Yeah, they try stuff.
You try stuff. It might not work. You find a better way to tweak.
Sure.
You look for something else. And, I mean, it's Zuckerberg. He has done so well with a lot of things. And he has failed at some things. So you learn, you push it up. Maybe there's something else different. But as it stands now, it is not a viable alternative or a competition for X. No way.
I hear you. I hear you. All right. Well, there's going to be quite a lot happening this week in the weather, I hear. Let's find out what.
The news on Wake Up Nigeria. I am Mike Messikeno. Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency have arrested 5 cross-border female drug traffickers at the Seme border on their way to Lagos from Ghana. In a statement by the NDLEA, leader of the syndicate has been under the radar before being tracked and arrested along with other members of her gang. In another operation, an Onitsha-based businessman excreted 68 wraps of cocaine pellets weighing 1.282 kilograms after 12 days of observation. He was on his way to Abuja when he was arrested at the local wing of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos State. In a similar operation at the Tin Can Seaport, at least 1,596 cartons of codeine-based syrup were recovered from containers during a joint examination. The NDLEA also mentioned that the 319,000 bottles of opioid recovered are worth more than 2 billion naira. The Commissioner of Police in the FCT, Ben Igwe, has launched a manhunt for the killers of 2 policemen during a procession by members of the proscribed Islamic movement in Nigeria. The Commissioner of Police told journalists that those responsible for the incident will be apprehended. Members of the IMN took to the streets in Wuse district earlier yesterday, but the protest turned violent as police officers moved to stop them. 3 police vehicles were burnt in the incident. To foreign stories, a 26-year-old man has given himself up and confessed to a deadly knife attack at the street festival in Germany. He claims to be behind the attacks in Solingen, where 3 people were killed and 8 others injured at the festival, marking the city's 650th anniversary. According to Düsseldorf police and Germany's federal prosecutor, the involvement of the suspect is currently under intensive investigation. He is under investigation for murder, attempted murder, and membership of a foreign terrorist organization, told the BBC.
Okay, it's a Monday, and of course, there's always so many things to discuss from over the weekend. I was all set to talk about something completely different. Then I saw something online this morning. I was just like, you know what? I think this deserves some attention. So on a particular blog, it shows a story of a particular woman who sends out her 17-year-old daughter, sends her packing.
Oh, sends her packing.
Sends her packing.
On an errand. Okay.
Yeah, sends her packing for refusing to cook for her 20-year-old brother in the U.S. Now they're black family. You know, I can't tell if they're a Nigerian family. Okay. I just know they're a black family for now.
Okay.
But from the video I was seeing, her brother was just gaming. I don't know whether it was PS or Xbox or whatever. His room was a mess. And the girl was ranting about the fact that she's been cleaning the house all day. She's been doing all this all day. And she refuses to cook for this 20-year-old who can actually cook for himself. She's 17. And then she was actually in fear of her mom arriving at the house and noting that she hadn't yet cooked for her brother. Now, this was real. Like, it wasn't like, oh, a joke, or she was trying her mom, or she was going to test her mom out. This was real, genuine anguish.
Who was recording all this angst?
No, she had her phone on. She had her phone on at the time. Her brother proceeded to push profanities out there.
Okay.
But there was then another story that was sort of tallies with what this generation think about the whole cooking for your man or men generally, how it is. So this one goes like this: if my refusal to cook for my husband spells the end of a marriage, then let it be. You know, now a particular state governor's daughter says this to her marriage counselor. So this mindset of the men just lounging and sitting back and not getting things done, especially in the kitchen, not cooking in the kitchen, I don't know. I thought this was something we had moved on from. But
I want to know what Mike's thoughts is.
Hey, what do you want to know?
No, I actually want to know.
I don't have thoughts.
Why don't you have a thought?
You want to talk, you're asking what my thoughts is. They do what works for them now. I don't get it. If you lounge and you provide, what's your problem if it works for the woman? They put that one to cook. I don't think it's an issue.
You don't think it's an issue?
It shouldn't be an issue. There are women that want to cook, and there are women that love to cook.
Okay.
And there are men that love to lounge.
Okay. So where do you stand on this?
Stand on where?
Which one are you? Are you one of the lounging or one of the ones that like to cook?
I don't cook. It doesn't matter. My point is, if the lady said, the statement doesn't even make sense. If my husband, before you became a husband, why didn't you know what you wanted?
Okay.
What is if my husband wants me to cook? So before you got into the marriage, you were not cooking, and then you got into the marriage, and he wants you to cook.
Is she talking about futuristic?
And you're talking about, I don't get.
So from what I saw on the post, there was a wedding picture there.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that the wedding has already happened.
Okay.
But marriage counselor is the person she's talking to here.
Okay, so if she's talking to a marriage counselor,
Yeah.
it means that there's divorce proceeding already. Yeah, in most cases, when you're tired of your marriage and you file for a divorce, you would always have to see a marriage counselor to see if the marriage could be salvaged. And it takes the discretion of the marriage counselor to advise the court as to whether the the divorce should proceed or not.
Yeah.
So if they are seeing a marriage counselor, it means that things have really deteriorated. Now, to the issue of cooking. So I've always believed that people make a lot of fuss over trivial things in marriage. I know these things that we call trivial might be big deal to many people.
Okay.
But for goodness sake, if you weigh the pros and cons of marriage, usually people regret things after the marriage has ended. When they realize, oh, I could have overlooked this. Oh, I could have tolerated this a bit more. That's usually the case. People forget that the other person is also tolerating certain things about you. So if you say you don't want to cook and you are with a man that loves food, what is the solution?
Okay.
Nobody cares whether you cook or not. It's not a problem if he's insistent that you should cook. Then you guys will have to have a dialogue. But the most important thing is food being served to him, and is it home-cooked meal? Home-cooked in the sense that you're not buying restaurant foods that you probably can tell that is mass-produced.
Mary, I'm a bit concerned about the fact that you've not actually even considered the fact that he can, use the cooking equipment, get a pot out of the cupboard, rinse the rice, even if it's just to warm the stew from the fridge. I don't understand. Wait, that's not part of the conversation yet?
Current mothers are obliged to raise their children to do that because most of the past mothers missed that responsibility, and that's the truth.
So it's about how we are raising our boys.
Yes. Yeah. So current generations of mothers can do that. But if we are to be realistic, many of the men out there right now have been pampered to the teeth. Say, for example, the boy you mentioned is lounging. His sister is doing all the chores.
Yeah.
And because she did not cook, she was kicked out of the house. Why? Because her mom is trying to teach her that it's your responsibility to take care of your husband. If your husband should kick you out because you're not cooking, it's here you will learn.
Wow. But I'm a bit concerned about how we're raising these boys, these young men, I guess, and how it's being allowed to let certain life skills pass them by. So, in my opinion, there's some life skills you just have to know how to do. You have to know how to do your own laundry. You have to know how to clean your own self. You have to know how to cook. At least know how to change a light bulb. There's just some certain things that, as you're growing up, should be standard, should be on the list of things you're taught when growing up.
And all of this
why was it missed out?
Shouldn't be for boys alone. It should be for girls.
Yeah, exactly.
Girls and boys. Changing a light bulb is basic life skill.
Cooking is not a life skill.
Why isn't cooking a life skill?
Cooking is not a life skill.
How do you mean cooking is not a life skill? I don't know.
People have never cooked in their lives. Are they dead?
Wait, never cooked anything in their lives?
They are not dead.
In their lives. They've never
I'm just letting you know that's a fallacy to say it's a life skill because if it's a life skill, then you cannot survive without it. But people can survive without cooking.
That's why
you understand what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying now, that first of all, it's not a life skill. You're people that will survive. You will survive well. And my point is, different homes, look at our chefs. What's the percentage of male to female that we have on this show?
Wow. I've never actually thought about that.
No, think now. Okay, take like 10 seconds and think about it.
There was a time we were having 60-40
probably
in favor of guys.
Yeah.
And there are times we have 70-30 in favor of women. That's talking about.
So what I'm saying is that it's not so. I am on the page we have whereby there is, yes, at times it's more, but it's not so. The divide or the difference is not so much.
It's not actually.
Exactly. So that's my point.
Okay.
So my point is not about male or female and all of that. Look, there are people who enjoy cooking.
Yeah.
For me, it's time consuming and I don't enjoy it. There are times when I've had to cook, so you understand.
But
find what works for you.
But if you
and
are
it's not,
hungry and you need
don't.
sustenance,
There's a time when I've
saying
stayed,
you will not go and put
there are
on
times when
fire?
I've stayed months. I didn't cook one meal. I ordered. So what are you saying? It's not a life skill. You don't need it to survive.
Okay. So when you say you ordered,
you don't need
because
it to
I want
survive.
us to be very realistic here. Even when you order soups, you have to boil rice.
No, you don't order soup. You order the food as it comes. You eat. That's when you order.
But now,
people stay that way.
If you settle down and your woman says, sorry, settle down. I'm not even saying getting married. You find a life partner, someone to live with, and she says, sorry, she cannot be cooking for you.
I don't understand. Both of you order.
Wow.
Or you get a cook. You outsource it.
Nice.
That is why you make it. You outsource it now. Okay. There are couples that have never touched. They don't even know what it means for a utensil to look like, and life goes on. So for me, it is not a life skill. You don't need it as much as
so
you
now
need to
children
eat.
enter the picture. You're still going to order for your kids too?
Crying out loud, man. There are some people. Look, you see, where you come from determines how you see life.
Wow.
I have come to the point whereby I have seen things and understand that, look, there are no absolutes. There are people who have, somebody came and was crying and told his father that my friends are insulting me that I come with my own car, that I don't use the train. The father got angry and bought a train.
Wow.
People think differently.
Wow.
And that's life.
You know what? Because you're
I don't know where you guys, are living in the same society. But the truth is, all these things cost money. You know what? When money is not a problem, I guess it's not a problem.
I've always said it, and I'm just going to drop it here. Marriage is more than these trivial things that you people are happy or no. Somebody cannot cook. Somebody cannot clean. Can you live together?
Let's take your thoughts. Let's take your thoughts on this. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC and let's hear what you think. Tag us WakeUpNigeria TVCE on Instagram. All right then, guys. Let's take that break. We'll be back.
The newspapers this morning on Wake Up Nigeria. We start off from the Nation newspaper. The Nation newspaper has this as the major headline: 2 policemen killed during clash with Islamic group in FCT. Again, I did it. CT is here with me.
It's fine, man.
Hi, TT. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I shouldn't have. I apologize.
Some of the headlines are actually quite striking. I can imagine why you got sucked in so quickly.
Just really wanted to. I apologize.
It's okay.
So 2 policemen killed during clash with Islamic group in FCT. We also have 3 policemen critically injured, 3 patrol vans touched. And here we have 52 El Zakzaki's men arrested. On the front page of the Nation newspaper is this: SEC to deploy technology in eradicating unclaimed dividends. Court freezes 32 accounts of individuals, firms linked to August protests. Okonjo-Iweala converses economic policy consistency. $115 million on a 4th terminal ready for inauguration. On the front page of the Nation newspaper, up here we have Dangote Otedola Elumelu back. Federal government's moves to eliminate malaria. All of these stories and more you can find in the Nation newspaper. I wonder which one caught your eye, though.
So I would love a Nigeria where there was no malaria.
Yeah, I know, right?
I would love that. I can remember from when I was younger the campaigns to kick out polio from Africa, and there's so many powerful campaigns, and eventually, over the years, it did have a major impact, even though some of those things still came back, but it wasn't as heavy as it was before. If they can, as a team, work together to eliminate malaria, it would be powerful. Yeah. It would. Now, so a lot of people don't think of malaria as anything here in Nigeria, but if you have malaria abroad, they even quarantine you. They keep you away from people. They treat you like you're about to pass on. Because they take it so seriously, because they, of course, don't have it in their environment like we do. But hopefully, we'll be watching that story, and hopefully we can eliminate malaria from Nigeria.
Hopefully. So you take the next paper, please.
Yeah, I have the Daily Trust here, and it says, days after killing Emir, bandits abduct over 150 in Gobir, and the story continues on page 4. It says here, 2 cops, trader killed as police Shiites clash in Abuja again. And that has a photo story there on the cover where there are patrol vehicles burnt. Apparently group members came with bombs. Policemen killed. Our members say IMN. Just beneath the major headline there on the left, it says, IG hands over 20 rescued medical students to Unimed and Unijos VCs. And Tinubu, others mourn as Emir of Ninji buried amid tears. Court freezes 32 bank accounts linked to end bad governance protest. There's been a lot of stories going back and forth in some more of conspiracy sounding post tweets and things like that, talking about that end bad governance protests. And now once you see that banks are freezing, or court freezing bank accounts, that's also an interesting angle. We are, of course, watching that story closely.
I'm actually thankful that, you know, the rescued medical students have been handed over to their school. It shows that they are hopefully on the road to recovery. They'll have to be counseled, and it's actually a process. And, well, I can't imagine what it is they would have gone through. It's sad.
Sad.
Okay, let's take a look at the Guardian newspaper.
Yeah.
The Guardian newspaper has this: foreign exchange execution hitches threaten food waiver policy as farmers kick. The unholy secrecy of National Assembly members' pay package. If you've been looking to see that, you may want to check out the editorial in the Guardian newspaper today. 2 killed in Abuja Shiite police clash. Bandits kidnap 150 in Sakwato. Here we also have Serap asks governors Wike to disclose details of Chinese loans. Atiku chides Tinubu over citizens' rights violation. Okonjo Iweala asks politicians to stop weaponizing insecurity. Again, terrorist strike in Kaduna, kidnap district head, 6 others. Enugu uncovers 2,640 ghost pensioners, begins payment of council pensions. Also on the front page of the Guardian newspaper is this: Tunisian president reshuffles cabinet, replaces 19 ministers ahead of election. Now, all of these stories and more you can find in the Guardian newspaper today.
And there's an interesting photo story there, too.
Yes.
It shows High Chief Olabi Salis, I believe that is. I'm trying to read that. It's a bit faint. And apparently he's at the North and South Poles and urges Africans to extol their roots. That's an interesting thing. One of those things you would love to see one of these days. You know, when you eventually go on your travels, seeing a place like the North Pole. Apparently, watches start going funny when you get to the North Pole because of the magnetic issues that you find at the places like that. So many different places that are not so explored by humans, and people are already going to space.
I actually hope someday to be able to travel the world. Is on my bucket list. At least 2 countries in every continent.
Oh, okay.
Visit, explore.
Yeah.
Because I love knowing about other people's cultures. I love knowing about, you know,
different
what
languages.
their lives really are. So I've read a lot of books. I think it's time for me to see
for yourself.
For myself.
All right. Now, if you're going on that trip and you need company, just let me know. We'll go together. But at this point, we have to wrap it up on the headlines in the dailies. Yes. And then, of course, hand it over to and Mike.
In the kitchen.
Yeah. What's good? What's going on? Today's going to be a banger. Hey. Olamide is my producer, Ogbeni. Well, yeah, we are in the kitchen, and is here on the Monday morning. I'm excited because is here on the Monday morning. She's normally not here on the Monday morning, so when she's here on the Monday morning, it's a special one. It is great to have you,
Thank you very much, Mike.
Lovely, by the way. I love this dress. I do. I always love when I wear this dress.
Thank you so much.
Yay! So what are we doing today?
Yeah, this morning, well, it's a Monday morning, and this recipe is particularly for the kids, because kids are still on holidays. Stop
it. So adults need to eat it. I don't used to like play here. What's his kids?
Yeah, of course. But I'm doing this for, our mothers at home, fathers at home who have the kids around and you're not exactly sure, on what to, whip out for the kids or make for them for breakfast this morning. Well, this is some recipe that you can, put together. Something nice, something simple, and
just be modest. This is
fun.
This is very nice.
Most importantly.
Which is not simple.
Is
because
it?
Putting all of this together was quite hectic. She's being modest.
Okay, so here's the thing, Mike. I'm actually making 2 different recipes, right? I'm going to be making pancake burgers. Right, yes. And then I'm also going to be making an English breakfast.
So when it comes to burgers,
right,
it's the best.
Thank you, Mike.
If you start selling burgers, you should buy burgers.
Yes, if I open a burger business in the future, please patronize the brand. Thank you so much.
Right, so
right.
let's tell them
so now let's talk about the ingredients for the pancake burgers.
Yeah.
So for the pancake burgers, first off, we are going to make our pancakes. And what we need for our pancakes, we have our flour, we have eggs, we have a little bit of butter just to, give it that fluffy, soft, airy feel. And then we have our salt and sugar and milk. That's for the pancakes. Then to make the burger, we have our beef patties right here. Okay. We have our lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and of course we have our cheese slices and then eggs. Now for the eggs, what we're using, or the type of eggs we are making for the burgers we are making a sunny side up.
Sunny side up.
Yes, that's for the pancake burgers. Now for the English breakfast, we have our pancakes. We have baked beans, mushrooms, sausages.
Where's mushroom?
And pancakes. Yeah, the mushrooms are somewhere.
There's still somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it was maybe some movies I've watched and all that. Whenever I hear mushroom, I'm always a bit skeptical. Like, I'm always like, okay, because I know that mushrooms have different species, and some of them are poisonous.
Yes.
So
yes.
It always gets me. But well, like, there are ones that people, we know the ones that
yes,
are edible.
It's always advisable to get the ones off the stores, like off the supermarket, shelves, not the ones they sell on the road or anything of that sort, just to be, safe, guys, because, well, you don't want to mess with mushrooms. They can be very poisonous, as Mike had said earlier on.
That's it. We can see, we're doing 2 recipes this morning. There's pancake burger, and then there's the English breakfast. We have a flour, salt, sausages, tomatoes, lettuce, cheese slices. Has different types of cheese. Yeah, I'm seeing 2 different types. There's
we have our cream cheese, yes.
Exactly.
Which we'll use as a spread.
Okay.
And then I also forgot to add that for the pancake burgers, we're actually going to make a signature style cream, like a spread that we're going to use for the pancakes that you can have with the burger.
Breakfast. We didn't say full day food. It's breakfast we asked for.
Mike, you know me. It's
breakfast we asked for.
I either go hard or go home.
Okay, that's
and I'm going hard.
Go hard or go home.
Let's do this, right? Let's do this.
Okay, so we'll get. What's this too, by the way?
Okay, so this is ketchup.
Okay.
It's still part of, like I said, I'm making a signature spread. You find out later on, and then we have our pancake syrup that we're gonna drizzle on the pancakes.
Is it honey? Like, does it have honey vibes?
Yeah, so the syrup is a mixture of honey and a few other, flavorings, to just give it that distinct taste.
Okay,
yeah, but
wonderful.
You're gonna love it.
Wonderful. I'm looking forward to all of this. We'll get to show you how all of this will turn up. Just chill, sit back, relax. On the flip side, we'll be back.
We'll be back.
I definitely think it was a bad idea to wear blue this morning.
Why?
Because some noise makers.
Why?
Blue started disturbing this morning just because they scored 6 goals.
It's a sport.
Yeah.
I should have known.
You just started this Monday. I'm going to change this dress. Director, producer, please let me take a break. Good morning and welcome. It's a Monday morning on Wake Up Nigeria. I'm starting blue. I'm going to change this to red. Good to have you.
It is a fresh morning. It's a fresh week. We're hopefully kicking it off with a win. And apparently the Blues had 2 goals, so they won. So Wake Up Nigeria is the top breakfast show that keeps you entertained, keeps you informed, keeps you smiling, and keeps you winning.
That's it. Winning, that's what we hope to do, even though it's the last week of the month of August.
Yeah.
By next week, it will be the beginning of the Ember month. So what does the Ember month portend for you? Well, whichever way, whatever way, We'll ensure that we'll be with you along the ride to make it worth your while.
Imagine 2025 just round the corner, man. Like, seriously, the Ember must begin in a week and a half. Interesting. Exactly. Buckle up. We have an exciting lineup for you today. It's designed to make your morning a little bit brighter. And of course, every single moment is crafted to put a smile on your face. So make sure you stay with us.
That's it. Just chill, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. My name is Mike of WakeUp
And I'm Titilayo Onyison. We are serving up a delicious mix of entertainment, a side of sunshine, something to brighten you up, and you need to stay with us to get part of it. You can stream the show live on tvcentertainment.tv, that's our website, or search for us on YouTube, that's TVC Entertainment.
If you would need options to watch us, DTT will be GOTV channel 16. If it's the terrestrial band, it's the ultra high frequency 49. If it's StarTimes, that will be 121 on YouTube. You can hit us up at TVC Entertainment, the website, tvcentertainment.tv/live stream.
All right, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, X, LinkedIn. Which other one again? All of them.
All of them.
Everyone. In fact, Threads, definitely. I think. Yeah, we are there at TVC Entertainment.
That app?
Yeah, we actually do. It's interesting. I posted something there on Friday.
Okay.
I was so surprised to get people.
Is you and yourself?
No, but people still use it, Mike. It will shock you.
There are people that used to go.
Yeah.
If you use Threads, just know,
What?
You are a endangered species, very minority.
It's not.
Give yourself 6 months more.
Don't always.
The thread will remain only needle.
Alrighty.
Why you're still you're using threads? You're using threads. You want to? You're using threads.
So it's just interesting that a lot of people don't understand that. Well, in my opinion, it was a way to show that there is an alternative to Twitter, which is now X, and it is still in existence. Whether it's being used or the most popular, it is still there, and they still have large numbers. It's still being used by a lot of platforms, and they've kind of created a way to just create like a symbiotic relationship between all of them. That's Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and WhatsApp. They're all working together now, so you can't really beat it.
You can't beat it.
You can't. Yeah,
and it is fact. So you might want to hold on to it as much as you want to, but the point is this, that symbiosis which is trying to do, because there was a particular time where you were basically forced. If you remember that time when if you downloaded the Threads app, you could not delete your Threads without deleting your Instagram.
Yeah.
You tried to infuse it, and it wasn't working because people were like, no, you cannot, I need to have an option. And as it stands here, the same way, the metaverse, actually, it's quite a failed project. And it happens, these entrepreneurs, it's business.
Yeah, they try stuff.
You try stuff. It might not work. You find a better way to tweak.
Sure.
You look for something else. And, I mean, it's Zuckerberg. He has done so well with a lot of things. And he has failed at some things. So you learn, you push it up. Maybe there's something else different. But as it stands now, it is not a viable alternative or a competition for X. No way.
I hear you. I hear you. All right. Well, there's going to be quite a lot happening this week in the weather, I hear. Let's find out what.
The news on Wake Up Nigeria. I am Mike Messikeno. Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency have arrested 5 cross-border female drug traffickers at the Seme border on their way to Lagos from Ghana. In a statement by the NDLEA, leader of the syndicate has been under the radar before being tracked and arrested along with other members of her gang. In another operation, an Onisha-based businessman excreted 68 wraps of cocaine pellets weighing 1.282 kilograms after 12 days of observation. He was on his way to Abuja when he was arrested at the local wing of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos State. In a similar operation at the Tin Can Seaport, at least 1,596 cartons of codeine-based syrup were recovered from containers during a joint examination. The NDLEA also mentioned that the 319,000 bottles of opioid recovered are worth more than 2 billion naira. The Commissioner of Police in the FCT, Ben Igwe, has launched a manhunt for the killers of 2 policemen during a procession by members of the proscribed Islamic movement in Nigeria. The Commissioner of Police told journalists that those responsible for the incident will be apprehended. Members of the IMN took to the streets in Wuse district earlier yesterday, but the protest turned violent as police officers moved to stop them. 3 police vehicles were burnt in the incident. To foreign stories. A 26-year-old man has given himself up and confessed to a deadly knife attack at the street festival in Germany. He claims to be behind the attacks in Solingen, where 3 people were killed and 8 others injured at the festival, marking the city's 650th anniversary. According to Düsseldorf police and Germany's federal prosecutor, the involvement of the suspect is currently under intensive investigation. He is under investigation for murder, attempted murder, and membership of a foreign terrorist organization, told the BBC. Titi is still going on in my ears about cooking. I don't know. Maybe Titi should just cook for...
You're feeling funky in the kitchen now.
Titi should just cook for...
when we were talking earlier, it was like, order every single meal, 3 meals a day.
Okay.
5 days, 7 days a week. You order every single... Whoa,
this is just between me and Alima inside.
I beg.
Hey, come on, good morning and welcome. It's the second lap of the show. Welcome. If you are just joining us, you've missed 1 hour, but then you still have just chill and sit around for the next 45 minutes because we've got you on lockdown.
You've got to get up every single morning. You have to be determined if you're going to go back to bed with satisfaction. Yeah, that's some Monday motivation for you. We still have more of that coming your way in a bit.
All right, definitely. is,
what?
She's cooking up a tornado.
Ooh.
She's cooking up a typhoon. She's cooking up an earthquake.
Ooh.
She's cooking up a cataclysmic...
Wow, Mike, it's okay.
Don't get you extra
it's not okay.
Why are you worried? We know you can't cook, so no need for you to worry about breakfast.
I mean, you know what happens?
We'll have you covered.
So do you know what happens now, yeah?
Quality control officer.
I was thinking that for what MM is doing now, I want to give MM a gift, but you see the gift is still food.
Wow, seriously?
MM.
Mike, because you know that's the way to my heart.
Oh!
Foodies Anonymous.
MM's heart is food. But then come on, we're setting up something quite nice there, and we'll get to see what we're doing later on in the kitchen. My name is Mike Mexicano.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. You can, of course, use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC across all social media platforms to be a part of the best breakfast show on Nigerian TV.
TVCentertainment.tv, that's where you can catch us /live stream on the website. And then, of course, you can hit us up on the app available on Google Play Store and the Apple Store.
Indeed. So there's quite a lot still coming up on the show. And, of course, all excellence. Nothing but good vibes right here on this particular Monday. Can't wait. We're serving up a mix of entertainment and so much more. We have Edememe Oladijiwusu. Now, that's an inspirational powerhouse of in the world of empowerment, I should say. Now, there's a focus on life-changing coaching. There's a focus on amazing training programs. And today, it's all about building confidence and getting into the arena.
Okay. All right, we've got Kifaya for a performance this morning, an Afrobeat, Afropop, R&B, and pop music artist. Now, that is quite an eclectic mix and all of that. Well, she'll be joining us to perform this morning, Larry. Right? I think that's the song we're performing. I'm looking forward to that one.
And then we'll get to meet Monioluwa Shonibare, Chairperson Association of the Professional Food Service Providers of Nigeria, MD Sweet Hands Enterprises and Outdoor Catering Company. She joins us to talk about how she managed to navigate across her businesses on our SME segment. So with all the descriptions you had for weather earlier, I think you should be the one to tell everybody. It's a storm, whirlwind, tornado. Which one did you use? Which one didn't you use earlier?
Hurricane.
Hurricane,
Typhoon.
Oh, typhoon, okay.
Whirlwind.
Tsunami.
Cataclysmic event. Cataclysm.
Well, yeah. At this point, let's just see what the weather's going to be like.
Ganduka, Gandusa. It's a whole lot in the kitchen. There's a whole lot of work going down here already.
Yeah.
Quite very busy. We're doing two things. And man, we've already started
I don't understand. Where are you taking this spatula to?
Sorry, no.
No, because you're not exactly sure. I need to. What are you thinking?
Yeah, so that this one now, this one can be.
Yeah, just allow it.
She's
don't
multitasking
worry.
at the same time and doing quite a good job at it. Because
Thank you.
That's our what now?
Our beef patties.
Our beef
So I'm
patties.
just ensuring that it cooks very well. So what I'm doing with the beef patties right there is I added a bit of butter, unsalted butter, because some of these beef patties are already, you know, very well seasoned. So you don't want to overdo it.
Okay.
So just use a little bit of your beef of butter.
Okay.
It's drying up, so I'm just going to ensure that it's properly cooked.
Okay.
You know, and then when it's ready, I'm just going to put one of the cheese.
You put my perfectly.
Oh, okay. That was not bad. That was not bad.
Don't
Well
try
done,
me.
Mike. Well done. Well done.
See now, you're asking me about British spatula.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about, you know, the pancakes, how I came about the pancakes.
Right.
So for the pancakes, if you notice, it's a little lighter than usual, and that's because I used a lot more milk. A lot of milk than I would usually,
mix.
in the mix. So I added a lot of milk, just a little bit of water, egg, a bit of salt, and sugar to taste.
Wow.
So you need to, you know, use these things
Was this
in
already
proportion.
okay, so,
You don't want to overdo it.
This was already a preset pancake crepes mix already.
No,
So
no, no.
is it
It's
the powder
just the
own?
flour. Yeah,
Yes, the
it's
flour.
a flour.
Okay,
Yes.
So,
So I,
So it's the flour that you added the milk.
Yes, I added the milk to the flour. Added a pinch of salt.
I'd have loved to see you
and
make it so
sugar.
I understand the density at which you know.
Okay.
the
I was trying to,
thickness and all
you
of
know,
that.
well, because, you know, we don't
Yeah.
have time and we need to begin, you know, frying our pancakes. So I'm just going to leave this a little bit more for it to cook. And then while I, you know, move on to
We're not gonna put small
our
butter
pancakes.
or oil
Yeah, I will.
because the thing don't dry.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Yeah. So now talking about our pancake burger, we have our tomatoes and onions, which have already been thinly sliced.
Are we going to put them raw? Or we're going to fry them?
No, we're not going to fry them. We're just going to use them. When you have your burger, the tomatoes and onions are usually
Small
not
now.
cooked. No.
Just small.
No. So now that I'm sure that our beef patties are very well cooked, I'm going to put cheese slices on it. So you want to help me open one?
All right.
You have to open it very carefully.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and that's because I want the cheese to drizzle on the beef, you know. So, you know, it gives it that, you know, creamy taste as well. So I want it to melt on the beef.
In the kitchen?
Well, you could just open it from the side here, Mike.
Huh?
You could just open it from the side here.
I didn't know.
Yeah, Bele. So I'm just going to put it on the beef patty. Thank you, Mike. And yeah, you're doing a very good job. Well done. It's very obvious you haven't opened a cheese before.
Okay, put the cheese.
So there it is. I'm just going to allow it cook for a little bit.
So normally I see people do this and they do it out of the distance. This is the first time I'm seeing this kind of style.
Oh, okay.
It's quite unique.
Ooh, okay. This pancake is...
No, don't worry. Some people like it like this.
You like it this way?
Some people, not me.
Okay.
They like it. They like it. That's what they are. They have medium. They have red. They have deep. Different types.
Yeah, we
of
have
stuff.
different types of pancakes.
So some people like it like this.
I'm just going to compress it a
Yeah,
bit.
don't mind me. I was supposed to focus on this one, but no.
That's okay. Yeah, so let's see what's happening. So now that I'm sure that our cheese is good to go,
Okay.
let me just take this off.
Yeah, and because say this thing too hot like that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's remind them what we're doing. We're doing an English breakfast, and then we're doing a pancake and English breakfast. Two different recipes.
Yes,
pancake
we are
burger
having pancake burgers and English breakfast.
All right. As you can see there, that's what we're working with. There's flour, there's salt, sausages, tomatoes, lettuce, cheese slices, beef patties, and of course, eggs. Well, this is wonderful. I like there's some bonding I can see here.
Yeah.
This is well bonded.
Yes.
To the
beef patties.
To the beef patties and all of that. So this is cool. I You can see that. Okay, so now this is our sausages.
Yeah, I'm just gonna heat that up.
Okay, with a little bit of butter. Is this too high?
Yeah, that's why I'm not putting it in the heat.
Okay.
Yeah, because the pan is still hot.
It's still hot.
Yeah.
Okay, so that one.
So I'm just going to use the heat from the pan to heat up the sausages.
So it seems like even sausages, some people don't really fry it or make it like, they like it a little bit fresh somehow. Like it's not, they don't put it through so much heat.
Yeah, they don't allow it, you know, heat for too long.
For too long, yeah.
Well, it depends on how you like your.
If I do take sausages, I don't take it so much. But if I do, I like them deeply, either fried or whatever.
Okay.
Like, I like it deep, yeah.
Okay. So if you notice, I'm adding a little butter
Okay.
to the pan, and then I'm just going to fry it up a bit, just a little bit more, you know. And then we'll continue with our pancakes because that is the main.
That's the main, Okay, wonderful. Our pancakes, like I mentioned earlier, have quite a lot of milk in them. And yeah, so, okay, that's our butter. It's still going in.
Yes, so I'm going to add a little bit more butter.
Okay.
And then just ensure that, you know, it goes, you know, I'm just going to smear it across the pan. Ensure that every part of the pan, you know, has that.
This is butter as against oil, right?
Yes, as against oil.
Wonderful.
That's preferable.
Can you use butter to fry egg?
Yes, you can.
You've done it before?
Yes, of course. I'm also going to use butter for the eggs as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just get pancake and eggs and all of that. Come on, this is just breakfast that you can just arrange yourself sharply.
Yeah.
Wow.
So our pancakes are coming together nicely. And, well, other than the eggs going into the heat, there's basically nothing more going into the heat. We have our beef patties with our cheese slices over there. They melted, you know, they're melted down. I'm just going to allow it cool off over there, right? And then we begin our layering our pancake.
Oh, they look so good. They look so good. All right, that's it. Okay, guys, there's still, we've shown you quite a large extent. There's still quite a little bit more to show. If we do have time, we might show you a little bit. But if not, you get to see how all of it turns out at the end. Okay. All right. We'll take this very short time and stay with us. There's still a bit more to come on.
Welcome back. Now, at this point, it's time for some motivation. Edememe Oladiji Wusu, oh, tongue twister there. She is back, and she's been giving us some amazing inspiration over the past few weeks. Now, she's a powerhouse in the world of empowerment with a focus on life-changing coaching and training programs. Today, we're going to continue on our train. We've been talking about building confidence over the past few weeks, and now it's time to get into the arena. Are you ready to take that step? Now, let's find out. Welcome back to the show.
Good morning, Titi. Good morning, everyone. It's great to be back here.
Okay, so over the past few weeks, I guess we've been raising a baby. We've been raising a child. I'm talking about an adult child now who's in the working environment, doing his or her thing. And now we've established that, yes, you can build or instill confidence. But now it's time to take that step. But I'm wondering, what in the past could have been hindering people from making that move, taking that step into the arena?
That's a good question, Titi. Thank you so much. There are different reasons, right? For some, it might be not having a vision, because if there's no goalpost that you're working towards, you just keep going around in circles. And if you're not clear what it is that you want to do, then you definitely will not take any action towards it. For some people, it's also pain from past failures, because, oh, I've tried it before, it didn't work. What's to say it will work if I try it again? So let me just hold on. For some people, it's limiting beliefs. So they've been told in the past, who are you to think that you can do something? So even though they know that they should put themselves forward, they still hear those voices in their head, and those voices keep them from taking action. So it's a pictorial of reasons, but it comes down mostly to those three reasons.
Okay, so what steps can they take from now? So one of the most common is something you've already mentioned. Parents probably saying, you know, you're a stupid boy or useless girl. And finally, he or she has gone to a place where they can take a step in their career that could probably change their life. But they keep hearing that voice, stupid boy, useless girl. And it's ingrained in them. Where do they begin to climb out of that? It's
by telling themselves that those words don't need to define them.
Okay.
those words really do not need to define you. You get to choose. When we're children, like we're under the authority of our parents or whoever it is, but a point comes in your life where you decide, I cannot let this continue to be my story. And not many people are able to get to that point. For some people, they will need coaches, which is where I come in, because I've worked with a lot of clients like that, and you have to help them to break free from limiting beliefs. But it first comes from realizing that that doesn't need to be your story. That's what they said. That was their impression of you. But does their impression of you have to be your impression of yourself? So I help my clients draft a new impression of themselves.
Okay.
How do you want to be seen? How do you want to show up? What is your new story? What new logon script are we going to write concerning you so that you can begin to show up in that way? Okay. So it's first dismantle that old mindset and come up with a new mindset. I am not useless. Okay. I am useful. And this is the evidence over time to show that I'm useful. Okay.
Now, they're at the gate of that arena. They've probably been offered a job that seems tasking, has a lot of new responsibilities, and will probably change or adjust their goals, their vision. But it's time to step up, step into the arena. You know, you're right there at the door. Before you step forward, what are you supposed to be doing?
First, know that you're there because you deserve to be there. Okay. A lot of professionals think, oh, I'm probably here because they couldn't get anyone better. Wow. But organizations are not NGOs. Wow. If they didn't think that you could do this work well, they wouldn't have given you the job. So you're there because you deserve to be there. Okay. And then now that you're there, you need to ask yourself, what do I want to be remembered for here? It requires a lot of intentionality. What do I want to be remembered for here? And that's because people are the gatekeepers of opportunities. So you're in this place now, but you could be somewhere else tomorrow. And the person who would give you a foot in the place tomorrow would be somebody here today. Sure. And the person is going to judge you based on how you have shown up. Sure. So determine that I will show up as a reliable, as a whatever it is that you want to show up. For some, it will be intentional. For some, it will be resourceful. For some, it will be knowledgeable. Determine how you want to show up, and every day ensure that you're showing up as that person. You've got to put in the work. You have got to put in the work.
So now I want to address something that's become a thing over time. Some people are given opportunities, but not maybe given the financial equivalent to what they need to cater to their needs. This is definitely a step up in their career, but if they stick with something that's really not that career-driven, they might be making more money, you know, and it shakes people's confidence. Like, okay, this is the one that's going to make me the owner of a company one day, but this is the one that's going to feed my family for now, for today, for this week. How do you address your clients when they come to you with this kind of dilemma? Okay.
First is, from the example you gave, it looks like the person is already certain what it is that they want to do with their lives. But they cannot do it now because it's not going to fund the responsibilities that they have. I always say to my clients, you can find purpose where you are now. So for the moment, it might be okay to take the well-paying job because you have responsibilities, but you can find a way to let what it is that you're passionate about find expression. So for example, it could be, I got a job at an oil and gas company and they are going to pay me, I'll be able to settle my parents. But I know that what I want to do is training, for example. So while you're in the oil and gas company, for example, is it possible to walk up to the training team or to the HR team and say, oh, this is something I'm passionate about. In case you need somebody to do it, just let me know. Or talk to your boss about it. There are onboarding sessions when new people join the team. So can I facilitate a session? And if you don't have those opportunities at work, what do you do with your weekends? Because your weekends are your own time. You could put up a webinar. You could do an Instagram live. You could partner with a friend who's organizing a conference. Do you need a speaker? I'll be glad to speak. Or you can find a way to ensure that even though I am not where I desire to be, my dreams don't necessarily have to die. You can find expression here.
All right. So that's a really interesting way of putting it, because I know that there are a lot of people out there right now who are watching and wondering, you know what, man, I've always wanted to be a fashion designer. You know, but the journey to climb up to that level, and then, the market looks saturated right now, but this is the dream. If I leave this banking job today, really, how will I fuel my car? How will I pay my electricity bills? People are in that space, and it's more common than not.
Yes, it is.
So breaking out of the norm, do you have any final tips for breaking that barrier and actually stepping into the arena?
Just determine that you want to go for it. And I'm going to use myself as an example. Yeah. I was in KPMG for 15 years. I'd risen to a director. And in a few years, I would have made partner. But, you know, I just did my visioning throughout life. And I said, is this path going to lead to the most fulfilled version of me? I had a great time at KPMG. Yeah. But by the time I did my assessment, I didn't think that that path was going to lead to the most fulfilled version of me. So at some point, I just thought, this is the time to take a leap. Okay. But before then, I'd practiced everything I'd mentioned, which is, I know I'm passionate about training, I'm passionate about coaching, I'm passionate about mentoring. I'd done a lot of training programs while I was in KPMG. I'd done a lot of coaching, a lot of mentoring. And so I'd used that time as preparation time as well. And that's why I said it's important to begin to find expressions for that at work, so that when you find what it is that you're looking for, that's not when you begin to prepare. You have prepared already. All right. Yes, and so this is preparation time, plus you get a regular salary. So when you branch out on your own, then you've already done the work of preparation, and then you can soar.
I have to say a big thank you to you once again for coming to talk to us. Over the past few weeks, we've been having a great time. Is it the final one? Is it the final one?
Yes, today's the final one.
Today's the final one for this month. But we can't wait for you to maybe arrange another session with us soon enough.
I'll be glad to.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Of course, if you have any questions, contributions, please use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria and tag us, WakeUpNigeriaTVC on Instagram. We can't wait to see them. All right, then, guys, let's take a quick break. There is still more on Wake Up Nigeria.
Well, welcome back. It's our SME segment, and we've got Monioluwa Shonibare, who is the chairperson, Association of Professional Food Service Providers of Nigeria, and the MD of business like the Sweet Hands Enterprises, an outdoor catering company, Hush and Hush Florals. Well, if I go on now, maybe the businesses alone will take us all the time. But there's quite a lot. Today, she joins us to talk about how she has managed to navigate across her businesses, her different businesses on SME. It is great to have you. You are welcome.
Good morning.
I know I mentioned it, but you are the chairperson. What's that? What's the organization again?
It's Association of Professional Food Service Providers of Nigeria. It's an outdoor catering association for all outdoor caterers. Might be a food stylist, small chops, main courses, African dishes, Chinese. We're all together under one umbrella.
What does that association do?
We feed people. We cater for parties.
Okay.
You have a birthday, we are there. Burial ceremony, we are there. Conferences, we are there for tea breaks and all that. So we cater whenever you have a party and you need somebody to feed the people, we are there.
Is there any form, do you do any form of quality control per se? Because, like you said, it's an association, so that means that you have different people working under the umbrella and all that.
Yes.
And is there any way you do it? Is there anything you do that goes towards ensuring that there's standard across what happens in ceremonies?
Yes, because once in a while we have training.
Okay.
We bring people to train us, because one person doesn't know everything. So we have teachers coming to train us on how you should make your kitchen clean, how to prepare temperatures of things, of your salad. Was it 4% and all? Yes, we do that to balance up.
Now, before you got into all of this, you've been doing business for how long now?
28 years.
8?
Yes.
That's as old as some people are around here. But let me, what's your, in your 28 years of business, what are the most interesting lessons you've learned as a business person?
I've learned to be humble. I've learned to be respectful. That will take you places. Be humble and respectful to people because you don't know who the person is.
Now, but doing business in a terrain like ours, Nigeria, is not easy.
At all.
Challenges and all of that come through. What are the most, which ones stand out for you? What are the most challenging things that you've had to encounter doing your business? And it's food business and all of that mostly, right? What are the challenges you've had to encounter and how are you able to overcome them? Because for you to stay 28 years, you've really been there and you've done that.
Yes, but because, let me say, because I do so many businesses. So I pick experience from Hush and Hush, the floral thing, and I impute it onto the catering. So I learn in different fields. I learn on different fields. And when you say challenges,
You've had to think about this one.
I think when you give prizes out, The challenges are how people pay you. That is number one challenge.
Okay.
You know, because you might say a plate of food is about 4,000, and they're ready to pay you 3,000.
Okay.
And for the standard which you provide, they can come and say, oh, somebody charged them 3,000, and they expect you to give you the same standard as you bring. Okay. It's not possible. So I keep telling people my standard is A standards is different from B standard. So if you want A, you pay for A. If you want B, you pay for B. You don't come from B and say, oh, B is taking a certain amount of money, then I need to take that. So that is number one challenge. Okay. But I still stand my ground. This is how much I take. This is how much I take. I will not lower my standard for anything. Because at the end of the day, I've seen that there was a time I tried going according to that kind of drama. I ended up taking more money from my husband to finish up the job. Because I still had to bring it down to my standard.
You didn't want to compromise on quality.
I didn't want to compromise on quality. I will not use bad tomato to cook, no. We use the hard, yes.
Use that.
Right, yes. We use the good tomato because some people use rotten tomatoes.
Yeah, that's one thing that I've heard about, that they go and they pick the dregs.
It's true. They're not lying.
You know, and when they blend it and all that, you might not be able to see it. And
you won't see it. Meanwhile, there's something wrong in your tummy.
Now, talking about this here, this brings me to another part that a number of people have complained is a challenge to doing food business, food prices and inflation. That is something that across over the past, I mean, we've had the highest inflation in Nigeria, on record in Nigeria just this past month.
Yes.
You understand? So generally, I mean, someone said it's not just only food vendors because everybody eats.
Everybody eats.
So this one affects everybody. Single human being.
Yes, yes.
How have you, as a business and as a person, how have you been able to overcome this particular challenge? How can people also manage in such times? Inflation, high food prices.
Okay, you know what I've realized about us Nigerians? I'm a Nigerian, first of all, before anything. We don't like farming. We don't like farming. And you don't have to go to the bush to start farming. Like, for example, what I've started cultivating this season, because I listen to what God says to me, and that's what I follow.
Okay.
When you cut onions, you don't throw them away.
Okay.
You cut the topmost part and you plant it. So every onion in the house or in the kitchen that we cut, we replant. So every ginger that we cut, we replant. So when we start that process, we'll realize that sooner or later we'll all be comfortable. But as long as everybody's running away from farming and we keep going to the market to buy things, there will be trouble. But if behind your house or in front of the house, you have, you know, we have patches, you have small pots you can have to plant things like this.
Very true.
If you scoop your tomato, the seeds inside, you can plant them. Just scoop and put in something like that. Scoop your tatashe, scoop it, red bell pepper, scoop it, put it in a pot. Rodo, put it in a pot. Yam, you cut off the head and you plant it in a sack. Give it another 3 months. You have another yam springing up. By the time we all have that, I bet you.
You know, the wife of the president mentioned this, or many people alluded to the fact that, oh, because it's the wife of the president.
No, that's not true.
She's just trying to, you know, make light of the situation. But it's actually true that if we all do invest more in agriculture personally.
Yeah, personally in your house, just a small portion of your house, plant something. The most things we use are tomato, tatashe, rodo, and onions. Plant them. They are the regular things we use. And we have yam.
We cut across almost everything.
Across everything. Plant yam. You will be shocked. You'll be amazed.
So growing up here, we had water leaves. Water leaves are easy to grow. We had yams. We had pumpkin. And then, of course, there were fruits. There was pawpaw and all of that. Yeah, we had space. But that's something now a lot of people also complain. In areas that are highly populated and all of that, where there's not so much space. And I look at these urban developers, when they build these wonderful spaces, everything,
tiny.
Apart from being tiny, you have blocks everywhere, interlocking blocks. So there's even no, you don't see nature, you don't see trees, you don't see even spaces to plant. But there's something you mentioned. You can make use of pots, like you said.
Yeah. Just say pots, that's all. By your kitchen window, just get, you can have curry, you can have thyme, You can have all those things, oregano, by your kitchen window. Just have small vases like this and plant them all over. So when you need them, you just cut them. You don't need to buy them.
But how long, is this sustainable?
It is sustainable.
Is it something that you can say because like you said now, planting rice is not going to be that easy.
Rice is different.
It's a different thing.
Exactly. Rice is a different ballgame.
Cassava is quite different. I know that's quite, and those are that's the staple.
Yes.
You know,
Everybody.
and then that one is there. What about places where people? Because I remember when you have a plantain tree or something, and then plantain goes into the neighbor's place and all of that.
And
Quite a number of things and all of that. For those ones, how do you go about them? How do you go about them for the staples that you know that they need, mega production for it?
Yeah, that's where I pray the government comes in.
Okay.
For us.
Okay.
If they can give us at a regular price, at eco price, because there's a program called Eco Foods.
Oh, yes.
If they can add it to us, if they can add us to that link, so we get prices, at the rock bottom price, then that would be fantastic for all of us.
All right. Thank you so much.
So we need that help.
This was this was quite expository from you. Thank you very much for your time here.
Thank you.
We do have breakfast. If you don't mind, you can just at least take a look at it.
Okay,
just tell
that
us
would be nice.
What,
okay.
Yeah, all right. So we have something in the kitchen. Just come and take a look at it.
Okay, thank
and all
you.
of that. You're welcome.
I don't understand. All these days. The DMM cooked now. What? To be like 17 chefs in the kitchen.
Mary,
It's great to have you, ma'am. You're welcome.
See the fine food she cooked. What's your...
We've put this together, and incidentally, you are the head and association of food makers and all of that, and that's the business that you do. And my colleague, who is an excellent cook, by the way, put this together. I just want you to take a look at it. Yes,
Yeah.
I know.
I thought she was a chef.
She can
She's a
cook.
chef. Oh.
She can cook.
At this point,
and all
she's
of
a
that. So this,
Lovely.
it looks very nice,
That's
right?
a cup of...
Lovely. What's
Thank
this?
you. That's an orange juice.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah?
There's orange juice in there. And then this is an English breakfast. You have your mushrooms, sausages.
I love mushrooms.
Sunny side up, and baked beans and pancakes with a syrup drizzle on it. Pancakes, sausages.
Sausage.
So what I want from you, just tell me the packaging and how it looks, because you are very, insistent on how, preparation, on how clean it is. So presentation, how does
And
this
these are pancake burgers, by the way.
I'd say 110 over.
I like that. Thank you so very much, ma'am. It's a pleasure having you.
Yes.
All right, I appreciate that. MM, you should take it away because today's your day.
Indeed.
Yes, thank you very much
Yes,
for coming into my kitchen.
Yes,
because this is my kitchen. And yes, thank you to all our guests for being on the show today. You all have a lovely day ahead. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.